Hey friends, welcome back. Today, really excited to put together all of these little pieces of knowledge that you guys have been working on. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So what are we going to be talking about today? Well, intersections on the neck. And then we're also going to be talking about 4 tips to fretting a note. All right, so let's go ahead and hop right in. Intersections. All right. Just like roads have intersections, so we can find intersections with our fingers, our frets, and our string numbers. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's find a few. Go ahead and pick up your guitar, same thing, good posture, all that good stuff. And what we want to do is we actually want to find an intersection with our finger. So let's go ahead, let's just use our first finger for now. Let's go ahead and find the 6th string, 1st fret with our 1st finger. Right there, right? All right. And again, feel free to pause this video until you find it, and then you can press play again. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead with our 2nd finger and find our 2nd string, 2nd fret. Right there, right? All right, with our 3rd finger, let's go ahead and find the 4th string, 3rd fret. There we go, right there, right? Okay, so again, you can find intersections anywhere on the guitar. If you want to practice that, get used to finding those because that's going to be really, really important. All right, let's talk now about how to actually fret a note. There's 4 tips to fretting a note well. So let's talk about that. Number 1, what we want to do when we're fretting a note is we want to make sure our fingers are pointy. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's use our 1st finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Okay, see how my finger's flat? It's not very effective here like this. We actually want to kind of pop that knuckle out, so to speak, and make sure that our finger is pointy going into the neck of the guitar. Okay, you see how I'm doing that? Pointy, not flat. Pointy. And you notice how my thumb is behind the neck of the guitar as well. I'm giving it support back there. Really, really important, okay? All right, so that's number 1. Finger, you want your finger to be pointy. Number 2, we actually want to hold down the strings a little harder than you think you should, all right? So, again, let's just use our 1st finger on that 3rd string and 2nd fret there. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull that string into the neck of the guitar a little harder than we think we should, okay? And that's actually going to help you play and help that string ring out, okay? All right, number 3, we want our finger in the middle of the fret. And by the fret, I mean the spaces in between, right? We talked about those distinctions. So we want to make sure it's in the middle of that fret as much as we can get it, all right? Some chords occasionally are going to, call that it's maybe, it's going to call for kind of being on one side or the other, but generally you want it in the middle of that fret for now, okay? And then number 4, just like I said, you want your thumb behind the neck of the guitar for support, okay? All right, so today we talked about intersections, how to actually go about finding those intersections on the neck of the fretboard. And then we also talked about 4 tips to fretting a note, okay? All right, so what's next? Well, we're gonna move on to hands-on basics, part 2. And we're also going to talk about the rest stroke, okay? All right, so go ahead and let's go ahead and look at our action items. We want to practice, again, not until we can do it right, but until we can't do it wrong. So practice finding those intersections so that you could actually teach it to someone else and actually go ahead and practice fretting those notes as well and really pulling those strings into the neck of the guitar. And that's going to be really helpful for you because the next thing we're going to talk about is the rest stroke, which is going to put it all together. That's the actual mechanics of playing the guitar. So I'll see you there in a little while. But in the meantime, practice up. I'll see you soon.